The Beatles, one of the most iconic and influential bands in the history of popular music, have left an indelible mark on the world of music. The songwriting duo of John Lennon and Paul McCartney is widely regarded as one of the most successful and innovative partnerships in the history of rock music. However, even the most talented and prolific songwriters are not immune to producing work that may not be up to their usual standards. In a recent interview, Paul McCartney made a candid admission about the songwriting process, revealing that some songs were simply created to fulfill the band's contractual obligations. McCartney confessed that he cannot remember much about certain songs, including the 1963 track, Hold Me Tight. "I can't remember much about that one," he said. "Certain songs were just work songs, you haven't got much memory of them, and that's one of them." McCartney also described the song, Hold Me Tight, as a failed attempt at a single which then became an acceptable album filler. This sentiment is echoed by John Lennon, who in a 1980 interview, stated that some songs were written solely to fill a gap on an album. This candid admission provides a fascinating glimpse into the songwriting process of one of the most successful and influential bands in the history of rock music. Another song from the same era, Little Child, also failed to leave a lasting impression on McCartney. The love ballad, which appeared on the band's second album, with the Beatles, was written to fill a gap on the record. McCartney revealed that the lyrics, "I'm so sad and lonely," were inspired by Elton Hayes' Whistle My Love. In hindsight, McCartney conceded that Little Child wasn't his best work, describing it as a work job. John Lennon shared similar sentiments about Little Child in a 1980 interview, stating that the song was another effort of Paul and I to write a song for somebody. It was probably Ringo. Despite the songwriting duo's lack of enthusiasm for the track, critics have praised Little Child for its sheer rock and roll energy. Richie Unterberger of AllMusic noted that while the song may not be a masterpiece, it is still pretty good and embodies the spirit of early rock and roll. The Beatles' early years were marked by a frenetic pace of creativity, with the band releasing numerous albums and singles in rapid succession. The pressure to produce a steady stream of music was exacerbated by the band's record label, Parlophone, which was eager to capitalize on their skyrocketing popularity. As a result, Paul and John weren't always happy with every track they wrote. Despite the challenges and pressures of their early years, the Beatles went on to create some of the most iconic and enduring music of all time. Their legacy continues to inspire and influence new generations of musicians and fans alike.